This is Robert with Ride to Walk, where I ride for mobility, calling everyone to come along for another adventure where we can laugh and talk and enjoy the great outdoors and maybe some music that I made. Got my e-biker's Creed on today. Don't remember if I debuted this song yet or not. We'll play it today.
And trust they respect us, yet really safety is of the Lord for us. We were prepared, but not scared of the danger out there. Safety and precaution are not overkill, because the danger out there is real. We were prepared, but not scared of the
That's the e-biker's creed. Gotta be put safety first. Take every precaution. Be aware that there's danger out there. It's not overkill, and taking every precaution. But in the end, you can't be afraid of the danger out there, or you're not going to have fun, and you're more likely to have a problem, really, if you're not relaxed. And you're probably just not gonna go out. I mean, when I broke my arm in 24 on the first fat tire e-bike ride, that could have been the end. And for those 9 weeks or so, waiting to be able to get back on a bike, there were questions in my mind. You know, I couldn't walk, to speak of at the time, and I'm getting on a bike. So, maybe this isn't the smartest thing, but when the time came, I really didn't think my wrists were quite ready. So I got on the commuter bike and I rode a little bit, and I said, yeah, this is okay, but I want at that time the U8 was what I had. I want the U8 experience that I'd only had once, and I didn't look back. So not scared of the danger out there. Right now I'm on a pretty quick highway. I've got a truck behind me I'm trying to let pass at the moment. So they're being overly cautious. If they just go, it would make things a whole lot easier. No, because they were wanting to turn left. I see. Okay, up ahead. Speaking of the danger out there, I'm probably the biggest intersection that I actually go on the e-bike. But I will, after turning left up here, I just go a little ways and then I get off the drag, the main drag, onto a country road. And that's where I plan to go today. I plan to ride country roads out to be ready for this light to turn. Country roads out to Wingo and the Wingo Trail. So that is today's goal. I have ridden the H9 a couple times lately, but not as much as I would have liked, because right when I got the H9 fixed, my back has been giving me fits, and I have had just beautiful day after beautiful day pass me by, and I wanted to get on the bike, and it's like, maybe later. No, it's like, no, not today, so maybe tomorrow. And that's happened several days. Really pretty through here. Oh, wait. Okay. Right up there, you see that railroad track. It's just a piece. Because this was Progress Rail. The sign is still up, but that's new that they had an engine up there, a locomotive, and well, there's cars here. Progress Rail, a Caterpillar company, locomotive operations. It's strange that they would take that locomotive down if they're staying in business. There's a lot of cars back there. This place employs quite a few people. Someone actually local might let me, I think that's the old, I don't know if that's the old Ingersoll Rand complex, but anyways, it's been the Progress Rail, and whenever I come out here, I see that engine, and I think it's pretty cool. I've taken pictures with it. I've got corn to the left, and it's up now nearly a foot, coming up on the right after we pass Progress Rail's property. Yeah, there's a bunch of rail cars back in there to my right. After we pass their property, there's more cornfields to the right as well. On the other side of a wall of trees right here on the edge, which makes a nice area of shade for the rider. Yeah, e-bike riding, it's fun. As I said in my poema, my song, my first song that I wrote, I found many adventures to like. And I added that line in my song about my e-bike as a parachute when my van broke down. Oh, this is soybeans here. When my van broke down, I said I found another adventure to like. It wasn't the adventure I wanted that day. I was supposed to go to the dogwood ride. Would have been my first group ride, but I still found a 16.2 mile adventure to like. I want, there's pasture here. There's pasture here to the right. Look at that. Land spreading out far and wide. Was it Eddie Arnold? Green acres. These are yellow acres, yellow and green. Beautiful little plant. I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. Been enjoying it around. To my right is a dead end, but I'm wondering how far that goes. Looks like a really pretty dead end. It goes pretty far. It's narrow. It is paved. It's probably someone's driveway. because it's single car. But it's right through trees. So it's really nice. I've got a car coming up behind me. So I'm going to get to the crest of this hill where we can see and let him pass me. I'm not sure what he's doing. Another one of these cars that's... Not sure what he's doing. He stopped. Okay. There's a bunch of trash to my right. I don't know what that's all about. We've got soybeans to the left. And they're looking like they want some water. There's those yellow flowers in the ditch. I've seen them cover some ditches where they just look like instead of water flowing, they're flowers flowing. Really nice. The nicest one I saw was behind the ball diamonds in Paducah. Okay. You get used to going quicker and you don't even think about it. But out here now, out past the area that's busy, I'd rather go a little slower and just enjoy the scenery. I am thinking about where to go, and part of this ride is range testing my power station battery. My first ride, I've gone 20 miles on it and I've gone 28, and the 28 was pretty disappointing. So I am hoping that was $10 miles. I'm already down the bar, so yeah. So far, I've not been overwhelmed, to say the least, of my mileage. Hoping. I have had wheelchair days. When you get new batteries on a wheelchair, you pretty much do know the first week, but I've had them increase in stages. You knew whether you had bad batteries or, at least acceptable batteries, but exactly how much you would get out of them did vary over the first several charges. They would improve. And so I'm hoping for that with this, because I always want to go down that street. Sometime I've got to go down that street, but it's pretty straight. Yeah, I want to know where it goes though. It's pretty. Prettier than this one actually. It's got trees on both sides for as long as I could see. So my goal is for some longer rides, and I can get to Noble Park with the commuter bike. That dog is pretty quick. I'm going to take off. Yeah, he gave up. I had a good start on him, so that's good. Yeah, I want to be able to get to Paducah without problem, and then be able to charge there, and ride around there and charge and come back. Right now, I can take the commuter bike with the van, and I think if I take the back basket off the U8 Berchta, I could take it, which would give me the most ability while there. I'd have 31.5 amp hours, and I could, get comfortably 40 miles, so more than I would ride around there. Whereas when I was there with the commuter, I only had 20 max range, and I found some new trails going off. I had gone on some, but then I found some that looked like four-wheel trails that went off to the right away from the little lake. So those would be fun to investigate, and would be better not just for length. I mean, if I had a fully charged commuter, it could go the distance there. 20 miles is plenty, but little 1¼ inch tires are not what you want to take on trails. But yeah, it's pretty hard to get the H9 or H7. I don't like to fold the H9. I just don't want to go there. Unless it's an absolute emergency. I've just never been much for folding bikes, but that would be the way to get it. It would fit in the van. The H7, there's no way it'll fit in my minivan at all. I'm hearing something. Oh, okay, it's a tractor out in the field. I kept looking for a car behind me. There is a tractor. It looks like he's cutting hay. It's some very late hay. Here we are, May 14th. So that is some late hay. Most of it around here was cut in the fall. And a little Yeah, I don't know if I've seen any actually cut this spring, so I didn't even notice that was there. Soybeans again to the right. One section and then a creek and then more soybeans. I'm liking the shade when I get it. There's not a whole lot of shade. On this route. I would say it's close to 80. So it's comfortable, but it does feel good in the shade. It's not hot, and when you're moving, yeah, he was just making sure I was going to stop, which I was. Obviously not just going to blow through there and then see him coming. I definitely make the stop. So I've got corn to the right, which it looks like it's just been disked in. So it's some late, yeah, I see some planting holes. So they've just disked in the corn or whatever. They grew corn last year. Could be soybeans this year. Soybeans will be nicer because it won't be a wall. Last summer, coming through here, this whole route, a wall of trees to the right or the left and corn to the right, and then when I turned right up here was a long stretch of just corn on either side. Those walls, you really feel closed in and just wanted to get out of the area. But when it's like this, it's wide open. I don't know, it feels safer. Whether it actually is, there's just so much more open vision for you and for the cars. Because when that corn gets up, it not only goes 10 foot tall, but I mean, it grows out. It seemed like it's almost halfway in the ditch, and on either side, it really feels like you're walled in and you just want to get out of the area. So all this has either not been seeded or just seeded. There's no growth if there's been anything planted. Up here we've got some corn. Now this corn looks pretty healthy. It's up 9 inches or so. Corn on the right and woods on the left as we go over the creek. Oh man, somebody threw a crock pot or something. It looked like a crock pot right down there in the It's right in the creek where I go. Really don't like that at all. I have not been down there this month, so but that's not the destination for this ride. So I will keep going. I've got corn to the left and corn to the right now. This corn here is maybe 6 inches tall. Looking pretty healthy though. But I don't think we have any rain in the forecast for the next week, or for the next 3 or 4 days anyway, for sure. We have had about 2 inches of rain about a week apart, and now we're going on a week again. So 2 inches is good, but need it on a weekly basis. It starts going beyond that. It gets difficult for these plants, especially when they're small like this. Some of these are up a foot. They range from little bitty things to just corn on the right. There's housing on the left. On this winding country road, Alton Road. Some cornfields on the left with a house in front, and the woods on left and right now with a house here and there. It's pretty. The last time, let's see, yeah, I haven't come out actually this far this year, I don't believe. But when I went to the creek in April, I think things were just then starting, it was more, because it was the beginning of April. Had a lot of flowering things, but the leaves were not open yet. Just budded. Got like a prairie on the right. Nice stand of 2 foot tall grass with the seed heads. So it's probably, I just have to mow it a couple times a year. It hasn't been mowed yet this year. It's past Mother's Day. Okay, let's see what I see. Out there, pretty little pond. Looks like we had wheat in front of it, and on the left as well. On the left, it's fenced off. Like that's used, or has been at one time used for pasture ground, but may not be anymore. Some interesting old houses here. We turn on to Garrett here. And if I remember, Garrett takes us all the way in to Wingo. And then I will go on the Wingo Trail. The last time I was on the Wingo Trail, yeah, I know I was there in the fall, and I was there in the winter, whether it was last year or early this year, but nothing was leafed out. It's a beautiful sunny day. Great day to be on an e-bike. I wish my friend down in the Houston, Texas area, one of the suburbs, I wish that he would get him an e-bike in his retirement. He would enjoy it, although, of course, there may be there may be infrastructure made for e-bikes down there. Some of these big cities have it now. Don't know. But he got him another job in retirement. So he was getting bored. Well, he was bored from the start. He didn't want to retire. Forced retirement from the FAA. So to never make what he was making before. So you get over that frustration. He's wanting to work again. Doing some teaching, I believe. So that's good. He would sure enjoy an e-bike. It looks like soybeans to the left and right. There's soybeans on the right for sure. They're pretty weak. This has been pasture ground, and now they're farming it, so it's not really looking like it's maybe it's not fully ready. Looks like it's struggling. Well, it'll be interesting to see how what that looks like later in the year. If it comes through, we get the rains and they're able to fertilize it, make it come through. To the right is a place you don't want to go. At least not on the e-bike. I did that once. It was a farmer's only road. Not that you couldn't go on it, but you don't want, it was just loose gravel. Terrible, terrible ride on an e-bike. 7-8 miles an hour. And not knowing. There's a creek, it's got some water in it. And the whole way is not knowing how far you had to go if I was gonna have to turn back. It was really some of the, well, it's one of the most memorable adventures. You get those adventures on the e-bikes. And so for that reason, it's memorable. It's put away there as a memory. But it was one of the least fun adventures at the time. The best thing about it was that, well, that engine was gone. At least the caboose is still here at this place. I wouldn't see it going anywhere. This is a park. So it was one of the least fun at the time, but the best thing about it was that I did not in the end have to end up turning around. That would have been, I kept thinking I'm gonna have to turn around, you know, a couple miles, and it's like I'm gonna have to turn around and undo this, but so this is the Wingo Trail. I did air up my tires to 25 psi before I left, hoping that helps. I had been running them a little soft, hoping that will help me as well with my range. If you can see the gazebo, not really, it's fairly dark in here right now. I don't know how that'll show on the camera, but it's pretty. It's clean, leafed out. Yeah, completely different. My last ride, the path was full of gumballs, and they're not the safest, but it was also full of walnuts. The walnuts are more dangerous than the gumballs. It's a completely different feel back in here when it's all open. The leaves are off the trees. Now when the leaves are on the trees and you've got a wall on each side. Oh, what do we have here? Looks like the path. They must have had a bad washout. And currently working on it. Doing some maintenance. At least you can still ride over it. Glad I didn't come a little earlier when maybe you couldn't get past it, or when they were working on it, you might not have been able to get past it. Don't know if they'll re-asphalt that section at some point. Yeah, it's really pretty back here. It's a mile. A mile and a half. This trail. It's just a small trail. That's where, besides Paducah, I want to go to land between the lakes. And I didn't find the one where it was named before. 11-mile trail. I found one that had a different name. I think they renamed it. They've got it. That was rough. That's where you wish the suspension on the H9 was a little better. And I was able to put, since this was a prototype, I was not able to put a suspension seat post in because it just wasn't, the hole wasn't quite right. So I have a plastic shim that they sent, and it fits, but it's just, yeah, it's something I need to get done. I have a machinist friend, and he could make me a shim that's just a tiny bit thinner, so that when I put my suspension seat post and its shim inside this, it would fit, because it's a smaller diameter than this hole. It works pretty well. On the H7, I have that Zoom suspension seat post. Also have it on my U8, and it really makes a difference. So on the H7, it complements the amount of movement that you get between the seat going up and down and the shocks. Or springs, rather. Moving a little bit different direction. Works pretty good. And yeah, it's much more comfortable. So I need to get that done too for long rides. I also want to go to Tunnel Hill. But that's a bigger thing. And then I've also found out that there's a whole bunch of smaller trails that land between the lakes. So that will be interesting. Here we are in the shaded complex at the end of the Wingo Trail. And I'll call this a video. Hit like and subscribe if you would, if you stayed with me this long. Robert out.